Hello everyone and welcome here. I am Paul and this is the 5th video tutorial about the double filter, which filters all the generated numbers both from the bottom and from the top, giving you exact shape of the wave you are looking for. In the beginning I explain the basics and show you the settings so you can start straightforward, and then I jump into details to understand everything. In fact, you don't need to watch the complete tutorial, but I recommend to watch it until the end. Before we move on, please subscribe to this channel, click the bell to be notified about new upcoming video tutorials and updates. And now let's get started. During the first quick start tutorial we created the Gin 2.3 folder, and in the beginning I'll open the user guide to show the basics of the double filter. So in the content you can go to introduction and to chapter what is new, and this is double filter as a second new feature in the Gin 2.3. When I scroll down you have here the basic description, and in fact until Gin 2.2 we had the lower filter where we could build a wall from the bottom to top, and now in addition in Gin 2.3 we have the upper filter where we can build the walls from top to bottom. So in fact we can really form the wave in the way we are looking for. Then the details are described in the chapter 4.12, where you can get through the function chapter 4, and here is the chapter 4.12. And in basic description, as I mentioned, we have the lower filter, the walls here, and the upper filter, and the wave should go through to print the results. The filter helps exclude weak waves at the end or other unwanted wave types. Any waves that do not pass the filter are excluded from generation and are not printed, even if their score is higher than the latest printed wave. And this is important to remember, that even their score is higher than the latest printed waves. So it means we are only considering and passing the waves we really want. For example, the strong which are at the end or other different times. You can leave the input box for double filter empty, and it's the same like the filter is not used and as it's like disabled. Now let's go to make the settings. So you can open the copy from the activated original, which is the Gin 2.3 lottery number 1, and entering the Excel password. So the interface of Gin 2.3 is right now opening, and I prepared something in advance, and the double filter is part of the secondary settings. So at first we should do the primary settings, where we select the primary parameters like the language, skin. For today I use the simple lottery fantasy 5, the generator just number 2, and rating by average. And at this moment we can make the primary settings is done, and the input output boxes are printed, and the first of input boxes is the double filter, which we can already see right here, and the length of the filter is equal to the length of the previous lots, in this case to 3 columns right here. And we have 2 rows for the lower, which we had until now, as I said, in Gin 2.2 and Gin 2.0 as well, and now is this upper filter. The filter is visible in the hit graph. The walls in fact are here visible, and let's start with the lower filter so we can make the end stronger. Let's put number 1 and here number 2, so you can see the walls are equal here, and then we can add the upper filter, so we can do it like that. It means that we don't want to have it strong in the beginning. So it's just a simple example, and I made it soft. It means that I can get results easily, but you can make it harder, or if you have more time, you can make it harder. You can make the walls much more higher, like I would put, for example, number 4 and 3 here. So to pass over the filter, you should get really more than 2 matches, so it means 3 and 4 here. So there, just keep in mind, if you will not get any results after 1 hour or maybe day, it's about then to look on the filter settings and make it softer. It means make the walls lower so you can have more results. So it's also something to experiment and to test it during your run, and then you will see. So the filter, for the lower filter, the minimum value can be empty or 0. It means that it's not applied, like in the draw for draw number 1, and the maximum value should be equal to number of hits. In this case is equal to 5. So the lottery can have maximum 5 hits here. So I can put number 5, and this is maximum. So in this case, to get over the filter, you should have 5 matches in the last drawing day. The same I can do. The maximum value for the upper filter is equal also to number of hits, and in this case also 5. If I put number 5, you can still pass the wall, and in this case for draw number 1, you should have no hits, let's say equal to 0. So the wave will look like this. And if you do more than number of hits, number 6 for example, then I'll click start, and you got an error here. The same thing is with the upper filter. So when you click start, we got also an error. So in fact, I just corrected back, put number 2, and here number 2 as well. If I click again, the error is removed and it's okay. Finally, I can do something which I was not capable to do before, touching condition, which really allows me to form the wave into shape I really like. So in this case, I can do it in the middle, and if I have here some small gap, but I can remove it to 0. So if I put number 2, I get the touching condition right here. It means to pass the wall in the drawing day number 2, I should have exactly 3 matches, and then I pass through. If I have 4, I will hit the wall. If I have less than 3, now for example 2 or 0, I will not pass the filter. If I put number 3 here, it means that the walls are overlapping. It means that I close the gate completely, and in fact, and in reality or in theory, you cannot pass the wall at all, and it doesn't make sense to use it. So if you click start, it will cause an error as it's highlighted by the red color right here. So I'll put it to the previous values, just make it soft for running. I click start, and now everything is okay. So these are all the scenarios you can set up with the filter, and you should be careful about the limits you can use. Now in advance, I prepared the latest drawing numbers for the lottery, and I'll put them to the input box of the draw numbers. And now I'm ready to start the gene. You can see the generation is running, and the gene is trying to get over the filter. We just are easy in the first gate, and we got into the, you can see we got, now we went through all the walls and we got the best result with, we have 1, 1 and 2 matches. So the red snake is moving and not every time is passing the filter. So if I delete this, you can see that it's harder for him to pass the third wall, now the second wall, and when all the walls are passed, it means when it gets until the end, then only the prediction is generated. And if the result is higher, then it's the best result. We have, for example, number 3 with 1, 2 and 3 hits, and the wave is just exactly like here. So I can pause the generation, and this is how it works. Now let's go back to user guide, and you can see it here. And when I scroll down, I like to distinguish 2 different scenarios and to understand them. So it's really important to listen to this part of the tutorial. We started the gene, if you look here, as disordered. It means the order is not considered in this generation, and it equals to the first scenario, which is right here. So this order, and we are considering to pass the filter all matches, and it doesn't matter if they were matched in the right order or not. And the all matches are represented by the solid curves. So we have the red online monitoring solid curve, the green the best result, and the yellow is the semi-result. The yellow is visible only in case the gate is less than 100%. So it's possible to print some semi-results which are not as high or are equal to the best result, but can be slightly lower depending on the percentage. But I can show it later. But what you can see that the solid curve is within the limits, within the wall. So you can see that it's really working and going through the walls. But you can also see the dashed curves that are going not within the limits, but are hitting the walls. For example, the red dashed curve has it 0 here and number 1, and it's still going through. It means that at first the dashed curve represents the number of matches drawn in the right order, but as I said, it's not considered in this, so it can truly go through the walls and nothing happens. So the major parameter is the all amount of matches. The same is not only with the red curve, but also with the dashed green curve. You can see that. So it means the best result in the third drawing, they have 1 number drawn in the right order, but in total it has 5 numbers. So it fulfilled the condition to have more than two numbers. So this is the first scenario. And what you can see here, that to have numbers drawn in the right order will be always less than numbers of all numbers, or it can be in some best case equal but never higher. It means you can go through the walls of the lower filter but not the upper. It will not happen. If we decide to use the order, then the scenario is slightly different but very similar, and I'm explaining that to understand the difference and why you see what you see. It means that in this case the solid curve, like the green, yellow and red, are representing the amount of numbers matched but also drawn in the right order, and the condition is that these numbers are considered to pass the filter, so they should be within the limits of the walls, and as you see on the picture, it's right here. But there are the dashed curves, and they are representing the amount of all matched numbers. Doesn't matter if in the right order or not. And you can see they are going easily through the walls of the upper filter, and it's no a problem because it is in fact considering the solid curve in the right order. So it also might happen that it's more probable to have more matches with numbers in total which the sum of drawn in the right and not right order, so it can be higher than the walls, or let's say equal. This is the, let's say, best scenario. So this is the difference between these two options when you decide, and to understand why these dashed curves are coming once through the lower walls and once through the upper walls. So that's it. I'll just show in the gene also the yellow curve. So when you set I'll click the continue, and let's set the gate slightly. We got the 90%, or as it's the online monitoring, it's quite slow to get a new semi result, but I switch off the monitoring right here, and you can see that we are already getting also the semi results represented by the yellow curve. And as it's not still as strong as the latest result, now it was stronger, so we got a new best result, but in the meantime we got also other results. So the best result is number 51. We have 3 to 3, 2.6 is the average, and then there are a bunch of many new results which are have very similar value, like here. So that's how this works, and you can see how the filter is managing the wave and forming the wave to the right shape. Just in the user guide, in the picture, we have one example of the touching condition, where you should have one match in the first drawing day, 3 matches in the second, and 2 matches in the third drawing day. And by this you can really form the wave into shape you like. You can have much longer history, so you can then make it like a waves or like a stairs, as what you wish. And now there is an open space for your experimenting, you're trying, and I encourage you to do it, and also to share your results in the Wave Hunters group, where we are sharing our best achievements. So that's all basically about the filter, but now I need to point out a relation to the proof function. So when we go to the user guide, then there is a chapter number 411 above just the double filter, and here is the proof function. I won't go to the detail, but the correct settings of the filter will influence the proof results. So in this case, let's see how this works and what happened. So in fact, what the proof is doing is taking the results or average of the previous drawing days, and it is comparing them with the last drawn day, which is already known, and it compares the value achieved versus the value in the last drawing day. So when I scroll down, and even here is the filter settings. So the optimal case is to, if you want to evaluate the proof function, to leave it empty. Also, you can make settings like in the picture, then you can use the upper and lower filter, and you can try to push upward the wave and to see the results if it's really comparable when you make it higher. What is wrong then if you put some walls in the last drawing day? Because then it will exclude all the weak waves or strong waves and just pass through the waves which has result between 4 to 5 matches, which really distort the results, and you will not get any proof parameter which you can consider. If I scroll down, you can also, if you use the walls, because now it's the empty, but at the end if you use it, it's not correct. And the same thing is if you push the wave up but you leave it like here, then it's not also the good thing to do. So please be aware when you are using the proof function. And in the gene it's enabled right here. We have the printed output box for proof function. And I'll try to do one thing. If I use the transfer here, I make a reset. So this is now it's cleared and I can start over again. And there are a few things what you can do. You can basically, and I move back to these graphs. So one thing, if you leave the filter empty, it's like the scenario, you can have something weak and you can see if the end for prediction is stronger. Or we can make it some in the average and get and observe if the results are a little bit less or higher or just falling down. Or at the end we can make it really strong, and then to see how the deviation is changing if it's falling down. And based on these scenarios we can evaluate how the theory and how the generality is good in the predictions. It's something about to experiment if you have time, and you can see it also during the generation. So what I can do basically, I can leave it empty. This is the first scenario. Or I can make it a little bit, let's say tough, let's say middle result. So I can do it like put it free, or maybe I can do it very strong, so I can make like something like this. So I'm really pushing upwards the wave and then looking for what will happen. So let's make it a little bit softer and see what will happen. So now it started, the gene is running. I switch off the online monitoring and I am now able to see the results. And you can see when I pushed the wave upper, I have only deviation with 2 or 3 matches. So there are not much values like here at this moment. And based on that I can evaluate the deviation and if it's falling, and during time you can see how these deviations are falling or going up. And it's quite positive in this case that we are getting also deviations in the 4th level as well here. So I will end it up, and now I'll make a different scenario, and now I'll do something just to see if I'll put here this, and I put just number 3. That's, you can see why it's not correct and how the results are distorted. So when it's running, you can see I'm getting results, a lot of results with the end at the 3. Or maybe just let me do it again, and just how to distort it completely. So if I click again, it will be restored settings, and I put the walls like here. So it's really, we are getting strong, and then we will not allow it to weaker. Now it's running. I'll make it a little bit faster at this moment. So the speed is now about 11,000 cycles per second. It's just 16,000 cycles per second. Let's go back. Let's see what happens. So we got at this moment just one result, maybe if we get something, it's very strong, but if I switch on the online monitoring for the proof just, yes, we got 4 results at this moment, and I refresh also the proof results. You can see that there are deviations only in the higher rank, and it's really distortion because we excluded all the weak waves which have the rank in close to 0 or 1, and that's why these results are distorted. So this is the scenario you cannot use, and I just wanted to demonstrate it in the real time why it's so. So that's basically all. I will just look if I mentioned everything what is necessary, and maybe the final thing what I can show is just let's see if I can get the touching condition, which might be also interesting. I put number 1, leave it number 2, and now I put number 4, number 2, and number 3. So now we have the touching condition in every drawing day, and let's start the gene. And we finally got the wave where are the 1 match, 3 matches, and 2 matches. And you can also see that the order was not selected. So this is amount of all matches, but 0 matches, 2, and 1 is drawn in the right order. And if I let's remove the gate for now, and let's see if after a while, if the best result can be all these numbers should be also drawn in the right order. Maybe we will get it during this tutorial, I'm not sure about this, but let's see. Not yet, we have just 1 result, and that's basically this. Why you don't see the yellow, as we had the gate lower but we have more result? Because to print the result, it's always corresponding to the number of the touching condition. You can see the yellow, but let's say if I make it, we can see it, I hope. Now I can see the yellow right here. It's the dashed curve which is jumping here. This is the amount of draw number in the right order. So that's how to achieve the wave you are really looking for, and that's very interesting to play with. And that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found it interesting, and I encourage you to use it and to play with the filter and share the result also in our group. Oh, thank you for watching, and see you next time. Goodbye.